back to the show, and so glad you've joined us today, and you will be too, because we have a wonderful guest, Laura Berman Fortgang. She is known for helping coaches and consultants hone their own methodology so they can become a category of one and huge, well known in the crowded marketplace. And we're going to talk about the 4 M's. You'll see all kinds of fun things we're going to create and provide for you. So welcome, Laura.
Thank you, Jill. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you so much for being here. And I know you talk about this 4 M's, so let's dive deep into that. And let me ask you, what are the 4 M's that describe the elements of growing a service-based business?
The 4 M's I look at as core things that you need to run your business. And especially coaches and consultants out there, number one thing is messaging. So hard to really get down into one sentence what you do so people can understand it and not have their eyes glaze over. So that's the first M. Then we've got methodology. I'm a strong believer that if you have your own methodology around how you create results, you are a category of one. No one does it like you do. The third M is marketing, and we'll get further into how I look at it without having to be a social media star. And finally, managing. Like, how are you managing your business? How are you managing yourself? And key is managing yourself when you're chief cook and bottle washer, right? So those are the 4 M's in a quick overview. We can get into any of those more deeply if you want.
I love that. And you know, I always love a good soundbite with 4 M's, right? And I think that that's really important. Now, if you were talking to a person who's just beginning their coaching business, which M would you tell them to focus on?
Messaging.
Yeah.
I just find even in introducing yourself at a networking group, there's something about the well-meaning, big-hearted coach that wants to talk about the process and the ultimate result that people are going to get. And it's usually something not very tangible. And then we wonder why people's eyes glaze over and they go, oh, that's nice. We need to hit people right between the eyes with something. So for 25 years, I've helped people figure out what to do with their life before I started working with coaches exclusively. And the reaction I always get when I say that is, where were you last year? I needed you, or my husband needs you, or how do you do that? That reaction tells you that you've landed your message. And too many coaches don't focus on the result that's going to occur by working with them. They focus on the process that they get you there by, or they talk about something like confidence or having the life of your dreams. And those all sound really good, but they're not the thing that hits people right between the eyes that makes them say, I need to hire you. So if we were going to pick one thing that the new coach needs to work on, it's what is that value proposition? What is that thing that you do really in
Yeah.
one sentence?
I love that because, you know, as a PR person, I'm so big on the message. We are so aligned this way. And, you know, it's a lot of what you talk about too, that you have to have clarity in your message. I think that's so important. Now, obviously, you have to walk your talk and benefit from your own methodology. How have you benefited from these 4 M's and really finding your way? And, you know, what lesson would you give to others about that?
I think why I've come to believe that having your own methodology is key is because I came up with one myself, right? So I have 5 books out there. And my third book, Now What, is Now What, 90 Days to a New Life Direction. And I literally sat down and said, all right, I help people all the time figure out what to do with their life. I don't look at their resume. It's not about, the dress for success kind of marketing as a job seeker. And I had to replace myself. That was the hypothesis. If I had to replace myself, what actions do people need to take? What insights do they need to have? What knowing do I need to impart on them? And I created a 12-step process for figuring out what you want to do. And that book alone has given me 25 years of work. So that book alone. So I'm known for that. I have a Tedx talk about that with 2 million views. We've got the book, etc. I've trained other coaches to use my method. So there's 500 other people out there talking about that. So I've really found that when you have your method, it's repeatable and it's very sellable. And now I'm working on my methodology to help coaches have their own methodology.
I love this. And I think you really hit a point. It's like it's finding your way that people can replicate, right? And it is about systems, which I know you're all about. And I love how you create that distinction. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, PR is my thing. So I'm going to ask you, and do you have stories about people who use PR and how it's benefited them in their business?
Yeah, I love what you do and I believe in what you do. And I've been the beneficiary of PR mostly through when I had a book come out. And anyone out there thinking of, writing a book, the marketing part is just as much time and effort as the writing of the book part. And having that publicity program down pat. And I've definitely benefited myself from that's the only times I've really had PR is when I've had the books. And there's a difference between marketing and PR, right? So PR, you're going to have placement in certain magazines, or you're going to get on certain television shows or podcasts, and really does go a long way to building your reputation. And I've certainly enjoyed that myself. And I've had other clients through their books and projects be able to enjoy PR as well.
Yeah, although Laura, I want to give you a hint because one of my coaches actually got on a major ABC radio talk show. You know what she was talking about? Starting her own coaching business. She was actually in transition from a corporate, like a lot of people have been in coaching, as we know, and especially with all the changes these days. So she was starting her own career, and they actually interviewed her about starting a coaching business and what to do and what to consider. So what I want to just put out there to you and to everyone listening is that there's always PR possibilities based on what you're doing in the moment and the great advice you can give. Like Laura, your advice about messaging and having a good message is really relevant to almost everybody these days. Certainly, of course, coaches.
True, true. Yeah, I mean, that's a great story, right? Getting their own podcast from that. And I do find that media begets media, so if you do get mentioned in something or you do a local TV station and the parent New York big TV show, let's say you did an NBC affiliate and then the Today Show caught wind of it, you very much could end up on the Today Show because you did the local. So it does grow on itself. It is well worthwhile investing in.
Yes, yes, is focusing in on your coaching and what to do in the right order. And I know, Laura, that people are going to want to be connected to you, and you have a wonderful free gift. So let us know, how do they get in touch with you and access your free gift?
Sure. Well, the free gift will be in the show notes, right, Jill?
Yes, but go ahead and say it anyway.
You're gonna have to give me the cue and remind me. Which one do we have for them today?
Well, you were actually giving away the how to create your own signature system that sells.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can always find me at laurabermanfortgang.com. And the signature system that sells is through the link here on this podcast. So go and look for that, and we will get you signed up to do that immediately.
Beautiful. I appreciate that. And of course, searching for her name, Laura Berman Fortgang. Go ahead and find her on social media and in places and connect to her and say hello and that you saw her and you loved her because she's easy to love.
And I'm not Laura Berman, the sex doctor. I'm Laura Berman Fortgang. We have been confused for each other since the early 90s, she and I.
Yes, you're a woman who stands in her own class.
That's right.
Thank you, Laura, for being on the show today. I appreciate you coming by, so to speak.
Yeah, driving by, drive through PR. Thanks, Jill.
You are so welcome. And everybody, thank you for watching once again. Please keep coming back to the show. We love seeing you. Go check out JillLublin.com for lots of wonderful opportunities and free gifts for you to be and get your publicity out there and come into my kindness circle every month. We'd love to have you. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Laura, again, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.